Alright guys, welcome back to another video. And you might sound like I just woke up. I did. If you guys saw the last video, we finished the clean sweep system and we started planting yesterday. You guys didn't really see a whole lot of footage of that, but you'll probably see more in this video anyway. We gotta fill the planter up first. That's gonna get going nice and early in the morning today, and hopefully we can get some acres done today. So we got the planter all filled up with soybeans. You saw that in the time lapse. What he's doing, what I was doing for the first 5 rows anyway, was putting talc on. And for those who don't know what talc does, is when after you fill up a planter, actually some people do while you're filling up a planter, if you have like an automatic seed tender, while the seed tender is loading it with seed, they'll put talc in there, like that white powder stuff or gray powder. What that does is that makes the seed more slippery, so it can flow right through the whole row unit, the seed plates, the row unit, and just slide down to the ground with no problem. That eliminates a lot of blockages. The only reason why we'd have a blockage if you put talc on is if you say were to have like a rock in your seed or something that literally wouldn't slide through at all. So that's really the only reason why you'd have a plug up if you put talc on. If you don't put talc on, which I think pretty much everybody does, but if you don't put talc on, it's hard on your planter. You have a high chance of plugging the planter up several times. So it's just not the most practical thing to do to not put talc on, but it does work. It does work very, very well. The planter's all filled up with seed and talc. They're not filled up to the brim right now because we have about 15 acres that we got to do to finish up the 60 acre field across the road yet. We didn't get that quite done last night, so Dad's gonna go over there this morning and do that field. Had to push in that valve on the planter so the hydraulics change from markers to the actual wing folding mechanism. Okay, this guy, Dad is all ready for the morning now. Hurry on, Dad! You got it! Question is that gonna reach or not? I'll let it fuel up. This isn't the fastest pump in the world. This pump was built when our 3594 was built with a 40 or 50 gallon diesel tank. This has 160. So that pump's not really meant for quite as big a machines as this, but oh well, it is what it is. Now we are all ready to hit the road. We are all set to go. Well, we made the trek back. We made it to this field, and I don't know exactly what's going on. It's throwing some code that is turning on and turning off so fast I can't even read what it's saying. So, and I guess I haven't paid attention to like the pattern that it is. So I don't know. I'm not too sure exactly. So fast I can't read the code. So hopefully I don't have to figure out what it is the hard way. I don't know if it's air filter. I don't know if it's under too much load. I don't know if hydraulic. I don't know. Alright, so I just went a couple hundred feet here because right now we're working in what was beans last year, and right now this cultivator is set up for corn stalks right now because that's what we've been working over. And so I'm just hopping out, seeing if I need to make any little adjustments to the machine or not. The mainframe looks plenty deep. It's not doing a terrible job really, but what I've noticed are these wings are just barely scraping the ground. These wings aren't going in the ground at all. So I'm thinking I'm gonna have to lower the wings. The mainframe looks good, but I think I gotta adjust the wing depth. And this is not a newer machine, so you gotta do it manually. That should help the wings cost hopefully a little bit. So now we're gonna go a little bit further again. Well, things have been going pretty good, but there's just been nothing to film exactly. And you guys remember about the code? Come to find out, that's actually a air filter problem, which we've had it before. I've had this. It's not really like a code; it's just a warning. But I've had it thrown at me before. But it flashes so fast that like it doesn't do it, and when it flashes it doesn't affect the power of it at all. I don't quite know exactly what I should do. I don't know if I should call Dad and see if he can get me a filter or air filter, or if I keep running it until it starts throwing it at me more and more often, and then maybe tell him. I don't know. But I love working bean stems like this, or what's going to be corn this year. I love it because it is so smooth and it pulls so easy. I'm going 7.3 miles an hour at 65% engine load. I mean, you see that? 65, 64, 63, 20. You probably can't really see that. We got really low RPMs. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what we got here. But I want to get this field done, that other field done, so then I can start. So I can go down to Dad, and then he can take you guys, so then he can film some of the planning process too. Got the big KC for Mom today. Thank you, Mom. It wasn't just a drink. I had it sit neat in her car. Okay, so I got that field done. I actually forgot to do the headland up by the big road to do yet, so I still got that to do. But anyway, we got onto this field now. The air filter problem, it's getting worse. I have to run at 11th gear and like 1700 RPMs. I can't run full throttle anymore because otherwise it just beeps at me. But the problem is that now that I'm really starting to think about it, is I don't know if I can make it back to the farm or not, because there's big hills I gotta hit, and if I can't go anything above like 1900 RPM, I don't know how I'm gonna make them up, make them up, or make up the hill. See what I mean when I say something's pretty weedy? Because this is what it's supposed to kind of look like, but that's what it looks like instead. Not saying a word. That's usually actually just really how this field usually is normally. I've never really seen it clean before with zero weeds in there. I've never seen this field with zero weeds in it before. It's usually pretty good during the summer, and fall is pretty good too, but it's usually just when springtime starts coming around, it gets warm enough for weeds to start growing. Whatever type of weed this is, it loves this field. See, this is where like field boundaries and stuff really come into play, because then you can just set the boundary, hit the auto steer button, and then it can just guide you through this entire field. Well, that wasn't so bad, but anyway, we are done with this field. Finally, felt like an eternity, but this is the most unsquare field. Unsquare, is that even a word? It's gonna be a word today. The most unsquare field / cut up field we farm. There's no doubt about it. I gotta go back up to that field up there because I forgot to do my headlands, so we're gonna have to go out there and do them real quick, and then we'll be back on our way to the farm. Okay, and this tractor is now done for the day. Yes, I didn't make it home. Kind of had to work it a little bit to get it back home, but we made it. And I think I'm all done with tillage until we start with corn planting, I think. So I think I'm pretty good on tillage for a while anyway, for that matter. Go and plant some soybeans now. So I'm gonna go get the planter started, get that all set up so when Dad gets home we can just go. But it is warmed up significantly in the last 10 days. It started out as it was rainy and like 40 degrees, maybe sometimes high 20s nights. It just wasn't ever really that good. And planting soybeans.
Your air filter held together, man.
Good. I had to limp it home. Because I couldn't go full throttle.
Oh, it wouldn't let you because that was on all the time then?
Well, I could, but it would always beep at me. Yeah. And also, that white stuff down there, that's talc. We're just putting on our talc already beforehand, before we even put the seed on, just so that it saves us some time in the long run, so we don't have to do it. We just put it in, silver majority, and then we'll be all good to go. Well, I Got my camera back from Dad today. He took the camera for a little while to get some good shots. And now I'm gonna go play water boy. We gotta go switch beans. Currently Dad is trying to finish up the rest of the three bean or something like that. It's a little bit later maturity of a bean. The next stuff that we gotta put in is a 3-1 bean. He's trying to plan out the rest of the other variety that we have. We're trying to get the front half of the wagon, so that's the other maturity bean, cleaned out as good as we can get it, mostly because we have to put another different variety of soybeans in that front half, because 2 varieties and how much we have of those 2 varieties is not going to cut it for how much bean acres we have this year. So we got to go and get some golden harvest beans that we're going to do for a further away farm. So we got to plan out this 3-1 bean, and then we'll go put away everything else. And so this whole field was VT'd last fall. This field, and then you guys saw me VT the 152 acres, I believe it is, on one of our newer farms that we VT'd. We're not going to cultivate that piece, and we never ended up cultivating this either. So these 2 fields are just going to be VT'd, and that's all that's going to be done to them. It's just going to be VT'd, get planted right into them. This one was done in the fall. That other one was done in February. So that one was almost done 2 months ago. It's got his row, got to fiddle with his row cleaners, his depth, because just not doing any tillage in the spring or minimal tillage in the spring can change a lot compared to something that you ripped in the fall and then cultivated in the spring. When you do that, that ground is soft, soft, soft. When you do something like this ground could be hard, hard, hard. So real quick, before we start filling up this planter, I want to show you guys how this whole seed auger system exactly works. It's not like a regular seed tender. So how it works is it is hydraulically ran. It's got a hydraulic pump on the end right there with 2 hoses running up. Ran into these 2 hydraulic outlets on the center of the planter, and that's what drives the hydraulic motor and make that all work. Completely out, so we could put in those 3-1 soybeans, because we want pretty much this entire field to be 3-1 soybeans, which 3-1 is just a different type of maturity. It's a little bit, it's like mid-season. It's a little bit longer season stuff, mostly because it's April 14th, I think, as I'm filming this right now. Early season stuff, so that's why we're planting a little bit later stuff, because it's not May or late April. It's pretty between early to mid-April. Well, we are about closing in for the night for the videoing aspect of things anyway. Filling up for the last time tonight. The fill up that we're doing right now should be enough for him to finish up the rest of the, I don't know, 20-ish, 20-25 acres that he's got left in this field. It's 42 acres. I think this is actually going to be it for today's video, guys. Just so you guys know, not all these videos are just going to be each day, because not all of our days are always full 12 hours long or anything like that. But I think you got enough footage to make a whole video. So, I appreciate you guys watching this video. If you did enjoy this video, along with the last one, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And stay tuned, because after the outro, you're probably going to see like a 30-minute long clip of what we were doing tomorrow night. So make sure you guys stick around for after the outro, and we'll see you next time, guys.